Hello, we are Abercrombie partners from the University of Sydney. I'm Sophia, and presenting with me today are Jimmy, Jonathan, and Andrew. I'll now be handing over to Jimmy, who will be talking us through a few background details.
Our goal in this project is to improve the efficiency in inventory management amongst small and medium enterprises in the F&B sector at a competitive price and usability. We found that currently, SMEs in the F&B sector have poor inventory management and does not have the financial capabilities to access proper inventory management software, leading to higher costs and food wastages. Our proposed solution offers a cheaper and user-friendly alternative to complicated softwares in tracking inventories and managing supplies, whilst forecasting supply and demand. We aim to improve efficiency of these SMEs in their business operations, reduce significant perishable food waste, and generate 400,000 or more in profits in 5 years' time. In our research and interview, we found that poor inventory management can be a persistent problem for small and medium enterprises in the F&B sector. Food wastage caused by such inefficiencies can be as high as 10% of the raw ingredients purchased by restaurants even before they reach consumers. The mismatch between demand and supply can lead to shortages or surpluses, which often leads to higher costs, including holding costs and wastage costs. This contributes to overall inefficiencies in supply chain management and business operation. With that in mind, we explored what the current situation is in the target sector in terms of existing solutions. First and foremost, most inventory management software available are catered towards big businesses and can be very costly for SMEs. Secondly, there's also a need to find a compatible system for smooth integration of inventory management systems, otherwise you will incur additional costs. Last but not least, employing this complicated software is likely to incur additional training costs for staff to understand how to operate this software. Now, I'll pass on to Sophia, who will talk more about the negative impacts of these issues and how our solution can address these gaps.
Thank you for that, Jimmy. Now, SMEs in the food and beverage industry often face challenges in tracking their inventory, such as difficulty in monitoring available inventory or how inventory has been used. Expiration dates are also frequently handwritten, meaning that stock reviews can be a bit more tedious and prone to human error, and ultimately leading to an inaccurate inventory analysis. Furthermore, most inventory management systems designed for large companies are too complex and not financially feasible for SMEs. As such, inefficient inventory management impacts more than just inventory organization. It also affects how they are delivered, and it also has financial implications, particularly when supplies on hand are not maximized and are wasted. Which is why it is so important that SMEs have access to inventory management systems that help meet their needs but are still financially accessible. So, in addressing these issues, we propose Stock. Stock is a cloud-based inventory management system providing an increased visibility of inventory, refined forecasting analytics, and a cost-effective system that is designed with SMEs' financial capacities in mind. All of these while being easily accessible through various technological devices such as laptops and tablets. Stock focuses on two aspects of inventory management. Firstly, tracking inventory itself will involve the use of QR codes and the implementation of the first expiry, first out system. This aspect provides an update of how much inventory is available, expired, or in need of replenishing. And secondly, we have the forecasting of inventory, which would help in avoiding overstocking or understocking of future inventory by collecting data such as the turnover of specific goods. The same data is used to create a visual for internal demand. So how do we implement Stock? Well, upon receiving the inventory from suppliers, we issue QR codes that encode their expiry dates and the quantity of goods in a certain batch. When they reach the stock room, they are organized based on which items are expiring first, so that when the goods are taken out of the stock room, they are scanned and the data is updated to reflect the current status of inventory. The time between the movement of inventory is also recorded. Over time, collected information is utilized to visualize internal demand and the movement of goods. Therefore, any adjustments needed can be created more accurately in response to various factors such as supply delays, menu changes, or even inflation. Now I'll be handing over to Jonathan.
Our application will be hosted within AWS. Our application will be downloadable on mobile devices which have the capability to scan QR codes, updating the firm's real-time inventory. This real-time inventory acts as an operational database. Data will continually be moved into a data warehouse from here. Both real-time and historical data will then be filtered through AWS Lambda, which is utilized to run a Python script to filter our data. This data is then fed through Amazon SageMaker, a cloud-based machine learning tool to create inventory recommendations. So how do we add value? As SMEs within the F&B industry have tight cash flow, this inventory system allows for more efficient capital expenditure. Firms only buy inventory when needed. This reduces the amount of perishable waste firms have from expired products. Inventory management at an affordable price also allows F&B firms to have better internal controls. And how do we make revenue? As the F&B industry has low profit margins, our product is designed to be as accessible as possible. Therefore, we aim to sell our product as a subscription for $40 per month. Compared to our competitors, our product has a cost leadership advantage. An inventory tracking system with predictive analysis provides more value than a comprehensive ERP to smaller F&B firms. Assuming the number of food and beverage establishments repeats historic growth of 6%, and Stocked can capture 1% of this market share every year until 2027, the following revenue model is created. We expect revenue to reach $970,000 in 2027. I'll hand it over to Andrew to talk more about risks.
Thank you, Jonathan. So as with any strategy, there are risks involved. We found two major risks, which are as follows. The first being the lack of training data in the early versions of the software, which leads to a poor predictive capability, in turn leading to inaccuracies and inefficiencies. To tackle this, we aim to outsource and use trials to collect training data for the software in its early versions, developing a more accurate model whilst iteratively improving its predictive capability as more data are collected. The second risk are connectivity issues, where the software will be unable to collect accurate real-time data in the absence of a reliable internet connection. A mitigation strategy is to include an offline mode, whereby the software will still function based on the last known information and synchronize with the cloud once connection is restored. For marketing, we will use social media advertising. YouTube I use as it is the second most popular search engine after Google, potentially increasing Stock's searchability. Facebook has the largest customer base, which increased the reach of each marketing campaign, and LinkedIn is well suited for B2B marketing, as a significant number of its users are businesses, which are the target user of Stock. Finally, current MYOB marketing channels can also be used, leveraging its market presence and budget. We have also broken down the marketing costs as follows. In 2023, marketing costs will almost reach $80,000 due to initial setup costs, such as website design and more aggressive marketing to establish a market presence. It will then drop to about $25,000 in 2024 before gradually rising in subsequent years following an expected increase in advertisement. We can then look at the costs and profits of our solution. In addition to the marketing costs, we expect to hire 2 full-stack developers, use server and cloud hosting services, and incur other overhead costs such as legal, HR, and customer service, which can be outsourced. Despite these costs, the app should remain profitable in the long run, achieving an expected profit of $680,000 in 2027. So in summary, our solution Stocked is a low-cost inventory management system for SMEs in the F&B industry that improves efficiency by optimizing stock levels and minimizes food waste. And finally, provides better internal control, reducing occurrences of frauds. So that concludes our presentation. Thank you for watching.